Hey everybody, Pastor Vern with the daily update for June 23rd, 2020. As we get going along with all the things that are going on in the world today, we have to remember that we continue to build our base as Christians in knowledge and in faith. We continue to be able to navigate these difficult times and these places that we find ourselves in. Um, there's a lot of going on, and we need to maybe narrow it down a little bit. Maybe we need to look at a scenario where do I fit in all these things that are going? Where can I be most helpful? What does my talents, gifts, and strengths lead me? And the reason I bring that up is there was a lot of questions about that over this last weekend about how do we do this, how do we do that with all the things that are going on in the world that need someone's attention. And I got to thinking about that. I know that if I get into too many different directions, I'm not very effective at any of them. And so I want you to think about that as you go forward. If you want to do some things that will um, give your cause a louder voice, a more defined voice, then pick what you can do. Pick what you are very passionate about, and concentrate on that. We had lots of issues going on with the conference and with the church before COVID, before the recent uh, racial unrest and these terrible incidents with some law enforcement that's gone rogue. And um, so sometimes we have to say, okay, I've started this project, I need to continue on with it and not be hopping from one thing to another. Let's have a concentrated voice on what you are passionate about. That's just a little something I wanted to lift up from the questions we had over the weekend. Um, I love you guys that you have passion for different things, and don't let it get diluted because you're in too many directions. We all have things that touch our hearts, and those are the things we should concentrate on. Today, we're going to talk about idols. Idols are an image or a statue that's fashioned as a deity, as something to be worshiped, to be prayed to take the place of some other uh, important figure in our lives. It's an image that is created by man. Now, idols have never had any direct power upon us, but they have a lot of indirect power upon us because idols can be a lot more than just figurines or statues or paintings or whatever thing that you may be drawn to. Idols in today's world can also be other things. It can whatever draws us away from God, and we spend our time and our values on. They become idols. I know for some people, idols things have become idols, such as drug addictions. I know that's a strange way to say that, but it really falls into that category. Some people tend to want to pick out sports figures or other prominent people in our society, and we say, hey, this is the person we're going to follow. We're going to spend our time with that when we could be spending that time with our relationship with God. So, idols are a dangerous thing because they draw us away from our relationship with God. In fact, that's kind of what their purpose is. Um, During the time of the exile, and Moses goes up to the mountain to get the Ten Commandments, he comes back and they've fashioned this golden calf to worship because they had not heard from their God what they wanted to hear. They were impatient, and sometimes that's where we don't get the results that we think we should get from God. That maybe we think He's not listening or not interested in us, or maybe not there or exists at all. And we tend to lean towards idols, something that fills our time and our imagination and takes away from our time where we could be developing a relationship with God. Idols are something that has always been a difficult thing for people of faith to deal with, because they do draw a certain attention, and they do have a certain glitter, or they have a certain draw that is kind of undescribable. But remember, they really have no power except to take you away, to detour you, to take your time, your resources. Otherwise, I don't think I've ever heard of a statue raising someone from the dead. I've never heard a statue who has told us some philosophy, some way of life that corrects us and helps us to be stronger, better people. Only a living God can do that through the Holy Spirit and through the teachings of Jesus Christ. So kind of keep that in mind as we move ahead, that the idols are a distraction. And sometimes people even use those as distractions to get us away from what's important. So be wary of idols. Pick what you worship, and pick God, because God is the only deity worth our praise and worship. All right, you guys take good care of yourselves. Watch out for others. Think about what causes are stirring your heart that you can be active in, and help to make this world a better place. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.